How's everyone going? Welcome back to another Commemorate 998 Railway Review video. It hasn't been too long since we've done a review, even though the uploading would delay the actual scheduling of when the video was made, but it's only been a few weeks since our last review, which was the Hornby Collectors Club model. So continuing on with this year, we will have another Hornby model. In fact, there's also another 040, so take it as you will. Let's have a look at something a bit special. Yeah, I forgot the main light. That only made sense, but oh well. Anyhow, so yeah, today we can see we are taking a look at the Centenary model. So this year, the scheduling for the reviews have actually changed a little bit. Usually it's whatever's in the backlog. So I have about 5 left in the backlog, but with this year being the Centenary year, it's not really something that should be, if I'm getting any Centenary models, it's not like I should be putting these models in last priority sort of thing. So they're going to be jumping the queue a bit. Although we will have an extra, if I'm correct, this video is being uploaded in September, because it's been recorded in August, but it will be uploaded in September. If I'm correct, there should be another review coming out later on in October, which should be one of the older reviews, just to spice things up a bit, because a lot of these Centenary models are predominantly 040 smaller locomotives, which I am looking to acquire anyways, at least the ones that will be able to get to Australia before the review dates allow me to, seeing that I don't usually do sets and stuff anymore. So yeah, so it's the Hornby Smokey Joe. Nice little engine. It is basically the same as the one up the back, which is hiding away, the Caledonia Railway OF Pug. So it is the exact same model as per that, but it's yeah, what am I talking about? Oops. If anyone's wondering what's in that box, that little container, that's actually the mechanism for my P, so it's a little bit heavy. Anyhow, so just having a look onto the side, you'll have a pop-up actually come on the screen. It's the R3822 56025 Smokey Joe Centenary Year Limited Edition. So it's in a Centenary design, Centenary themed box from the 1980s theme box, because this model actually came out in 1983. So it actually looks very nice. Looks very different of a Hornby box. Very much like the packaging. That's the main reason for most of the Centenary stuff I'm getting, anyways. You open up the flap, you can see the model, and you got your information, a little bit of information. It's this is actually on the website as well. So this is a limited edition of 2,000 models. It talks about the history of Smokey Joe, of the model. So like they started out with the OFs actually started off in 1980 with a CR Caledonia Railway one and one for train set, or red one. Yeah, they ended up removing the they needed a cheaper model for their cheaper train sets, so they went along and removed the metal handrails. So this is actually one of the first times the model has been somewhat more detailed since the initial release in 1980. So a little bit different to open the box. It's a flap. I'm not sure if that's correct for the actual model. So, but yeah, so we're going to get into the box now. I'm going to be swift with it anyways. So yeah, I ordered this online from Metro Hobbies, because they finally got their stock in. If they weren't going to get their stock in, I would have ordered it right from Britain. But yeah, so just taking that out, and of course we have our limited edition certificate at the bottom, number 120. So nice clean number. Also nice early number out of 2000. So that's very, very nice to see. It's a very known model to the series. I was originally looking into getting a Smokey Joe before I got the Caledonia Railway one. I'm not sure why I picked the CR one. It's probably because actually I think that was probably what was in stock at the time when I went to the shop, and I just wanted some little off-road pug. This was after I'd already got my first 040. So it was more that I quite liked it. Yeah, I'm not fully used to these polystyrene boxes anymore, seeing that I mainly do Australian stuff, so that doesn't help. there we go. There's Smokey Joe in it, so it should have the standard hole in the packaging. Should be able to push it straight out. Yeah, it should be able to push it straight out. It's actually a bit more tighter than most of the other ones. It's got foam all around it, so actually we're just going to have a quick look. So the accessories are our standard little accessories. In fact, it's not actually standard. It doesn't even have... It's just our two guys. It doesn't have any of the brake hose rings, which is a bit different to most of them. I probably could just... Yeah, no, this is really, really tight in the packaging. Oh. Yeah, very, very, very tight. Suppose they wanted to make sure that it stayed there properly. Most of these Centenary models for me, because I am someone who runs my models, I will run it. I'm not fully a collector, but I also like getting special sort of models. So we'll put it down, and well, she actually looks nice as well. But yeah, anyhow, we'll get it down, get some nice close-ups. Yeah, just a little thing before I actually go into it. I did forget the instruction manuals as I've managed to do this time. So it should be the same as last video, anyways. It's a standard HP motor, so it's just your standard HP motor instruction manual. No need to really. Oh, well, that's an interesting. They printed it upside down. So that's the first. I didn't realise they ever made that mistake before, but they've actually printed the second half upside down. So got a new Hornby. Oh well, I already have. I had one of it from the one of the new ones from my last model, and I already had 4 of the older models. So yeah, not too shabby, but so it's all the standard stuff. I'm gonna go through it for too long. Basically, everyone has one. So there we are, nice and close up. It's again very different using a model which is so small. I'm so used to our larger Australian models now. That the fact that the next model might be quite small as well. One of them is quite large, which is coming along, but oh well. But yeah, it looks very, very nice of a little model. Very pristine look. There's a few marks on the front, which looks like that he may have had a few packaging issues. In terms of being sent over, so there's a few chips in the paint, but so it's got red paint above buffers, and we've got our handrail down the side of the engine, which we can see right there, and yeah, so it looks it looks nice, looks cute. I love these little locomotives. It's honestly the main reason why I've got back into well, it's more that I've kind of missed doing steam locomotives for quite a while. So it's still got its standard long, large tension lock couplers, same like most of the railroad stuff. It's basically a railroad chassis, but with a slightly more detailed body. So yeah, and we've got extra paint jobs on the front, so it looks more like not sure, but probably more like the real engine. I need to have a look at a photo of 56025, because there are photos I've heard about. It has its BR logo fitted though. So yeah. So let's go into a little bit of a history before we go and take a very good close at the details. Right. So the class 264, which is their official classification, was originally was brought in by the Caledonian Railway, beginning from 1985. There were all-for-row saddle tanks, as we can obviously see by the thing, and came out in various batches. The official Smokey Joe locomotive, numbered 56025, was an earlier 2064 class, built in 1890. So they were classified as 0F, meaning that was their power rating, zero freight. So they were really not made for mainline sort of operations. They were purely shunters or like little branch stuff. Or at least in terms of Australia, that's what it would be for. Not sure even Britain they ever did that. The name Smokey Joe was given to the model after a version of the model was given out, and it was said that a particular number was nicknamed Smokey Joe, and there was even chalk writing on the side. But most photos show it with the correct BAR logo on the side of the engine. The engines were fully coal burners, nothing like the other stuff, which was a test oil burner, and they were operated by only three major companies operated them, which was Caledonia Railway, London Midland Scottish, and British Railways. There were also route availability 2, and unfortunately all of them have been scrapped. So even our famous little Smokey Joe here has actually been scrapped. None were preserved. Most were scrapped by 1964. So yeah, that's a little bit of its history. So let's go and zoom right in and let's take a close look at the model. So starting off with the front of the model, we can see our number printed nicely on the front of the smoke box, and the silver smoke box. Shoot, I forgot what it's called, but it's a the door dart or whatever I think it is. Basically the thing that usually gives the facial expression, but with these ones only had a single ring. So yeah, so it's been painted in silver, basically highlighting it out like the metal ones. There's a little bit of overspray on it. It looks like, maybe not. Trying to look through through a little screen on the camera is not that easy, but yeah. So we can see the little chips in the paint on the bottom. But yeah, we've got our red frame, which is nice to see in a different color in comparison to being black red buffers. Coming to the side, we can see the LMS logo nicely printed. So, and seeing there was an earlier run as well from 1890. We have the crispy added Smokey Joe chalked onto the side, and with lined British Railways, which is lined red, and I think there's a little yellow trim on the model, on the lining as well, which is nice. Now your number plate, you've got your handrail right down the side of the smoke box as well, and the handrail on the cab. So that's interesting. We can see it's all obviously made out of a single piece of metal, because you can see it. You got your molded cab detail. This is the sort of thing that if this wasn't a limited edition model, I wouldn't mind to go along and play around with it and use as a trial model to paint up the cab. But because this is a limited edition model, it's something you don't usually do to it. You got your two molded tail lamps, I think they are, or oil lamps, to mark it as and onto the other side, pretty much the same details, same spruce details. You've got your bronze whistles and your two safety valves. So yeah, very, very nice looking locomotive. You've got also your valve gear, which is your standard for a valve gear. So yeah, back to the front. Very, very nice looking model. Can't wait to actually get it running. I might actually run this one a bit more than the other one as well. So yeah, let's pull out the zoom. I think that should be it for the review section of it. It's taking a little bit longer than it usually does, being looking at some of the stuff. But yeah, let's jump over to the layout. Let's go and have a look at how she operates. Alrighty, here we are back on the layout. So during the running section, have two of them running, sort of thing. I'm pretty sure this will have the new motor fitted as well, so it means that they're going to be a little bit incompatible. So yeah, got our Smokey Joe here. We're going to put on the outside loop again, because the inside loop actually has things parked on it as usual. Still haven't sorted out my massive storage issue on the layout, so yeah, should be pretty simple to get it moving. Just controller that's underneath it. I'm looking into getting a new controller at some point as well. Yeah, pretty much the exact same mechanism that was in the Collectors Club model. So I really need to look into a controller which doesn't have this noise, because it is a controller thing. So anyways, I think we can let her get moving, because that's pretty much self-explanatory. So we'll get her moving, get a few running shots of her doing her run in, and then we'll put her behind a train as usual. I'll have to make up something again. So I'll speak to you all after the running in. Okie dokie, so that's finally the running in done. I'll bring her up in next to the other one, which I actually brought out just for a shot. So we've got the Centenary one from last video and my original pug. Yeah, runs a little bit noisier. Like there's a little bit more of a whiny noise compared to the other ones. Yeah, I'm not sure 100% sure on that. Like if I just quickly move it. That track is currently not powered because there's another train on it, so it's a little bit different in sound to the other mechanisms. So not 100% sure what that means. Not sure if it's a good or bad thing compared to even the older mech. You can already hear there's obviously a lot more speed and power to the older mechanism. So yeah. Anyhow, I guess now it's the time that we go along and stick a train behind it. So, unlike last time when we got the thing to shunt onto its own train, I will set the camera down here. There's a dog barking in the background, and you will see a train appear behind her. Okie dokie, so that's a train now added behind it. Just a few four-wheelers. They're slightly different to last time, hoping that you can actually haul it. Because knowing that the new mechanisms seem to be less powerful. But yeah, so we're going to give her a run with this. I do intend to get some more stock. Now that I've got a few more British stuff in my fleet, I might get a few more wagons. Yeah, let's get her sent off and get some shots around and do our final performance before we end off the video. So yeah, it seems to be going a while fine. Only issues I've noticed is it seems to be a lot more jumpy when it comes to like the little dead spots on the track, because the track's not 100% clean, which is slightly different to the other models. Like there, it might be a little bit of a lack of power as well, but because that is probably the furthest point from the power for that loop. Eventually, most of the track pieces, most of the sections will all be powered, but at the moment, I haven't got to actually finishing that. So. Seems to be running decently fine. As I say, it's just that which is interesting. The fact that it seems to have more issues with stopping, unlike the others. So anyhow, I'm going to bring her up to park up next to her sister, her older sister, from the original days that the channel took me more correct. If the focus would first like to focus out, that's why I'm trying to just. Yeah, that's Hornby's Centenary Year Limited Edition Smokey Joe. Nice little model to the fleet. Definitely wouldn't be something that I run too often, but something special for the fleet. Something special for Hornby's 100th year anniversary. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this review video. Again, our review scores will be coming up after at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all next time.